Okay, Shane's here. We can get started, I guess. Doesn't it look so festive? Santa was here.
Or Sandy.
Or Sandy. I want to welcome Beatrix and Kennedy here. Thank you for coming tonight. We're anxious to hear from your reports from the Youth Commission. So with that, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Could we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Megan, will you call the roll?
Yes, Trustee Lautner is absent. Trustee Zora?
Here.
Trustee Council?
Here.
Trustee Sheehan?
Here.
Trustee Caputo?
Here.
Trustee Diaferio?
Here.
President DeCipio? A quorum is present, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan. Moving on, public participation, agenda and non-agenda related items. Anyone care to address the board? Patrick? Merry Christmas, Patrick. Okay, moving on, Administration Committee, Trustee Council.
Thank you, President DeCipio. My report is as follows. Zip Code Community Celebration, June 5, 2026. The purpose is to provide the Village Board with an update on the Zip Code Day event concept following board direction at the September 9 work session and to request further guidance on how staff should proceed. General background. At the September 9, 2025 work session, the Village Board provided preliminary direction on planning efforts for the village's Zip Code Day celebration, scheduled for Friday, June 5, 2026. Since that time, staff has refined the event concept and obtained updated pricing for key components to better inform the board's consideration. As a reminder, the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget includes $5,000 in planning funds, with the majority of event expenditures anticipated in the fiscal year 26-27 budget. The event offers a special opportunity to highlight community pride and bring residents together around the unique alignment of the village's zip code 60526 with the event date 6/5/26. Based on board feedback and subsequent planning work, the refined concept for Zip Code Day includes 2 live bands, including full stage lighting and sound, generator to support event infrastructure, family-friendly activities suitable for all ages, 3D photo op letters designed to create memorable experiences, and social media-friendly moments, and food trucks and a beer tent offering a range of dining options. Staff believes this approach will help create a festive community-wide celebration consistent with the board's initial direction. Updated pricing has been obtained for major elements, and staff is prepared to begin confirming reservations, securing vendors, and pursuing sponsorships should the board wish to move forward with this concept. Action requested. This item is for discussion only. Staff seeks board guidance on support for the refined event concept and whether to authorize staff to begin securing reservations, vendor commitments, and sponsorships. Alternatively, if the board does not wish to pursue the full concept and prefers a more scaled back celebration, staff could instead explore options such as partnering with the Park District to sponsor the first Music Under the Stars outdoor concert of the summer, or developing a smaller scale community recognition event. We have been provided an update on the event concept, and the budget is included in tonight's package. And I would like to open the discussion by saying that I appreciate all of the work that has gone into this on the part of staff. I do have several concerns regarding the underlying dollars that have been put before us for this event. The total estimated cost thus far is $33,200. And although this estimate does not anticipate sponsorship opportunities, which would be open to businesses and families, that is something that could be looked at in the future. I just feel, based on this language in the report, I had a couple of questions for the staff. So I'd like to start off with that discussion. My first question regarding the 60526 proposed event, I would like to know if the village has obtained permission from the Community Park District for use of their space for a Village of LaGrange Park event, especially considering that this is a prime time for summer activities that the Park District is holding. My next question, unless you'd like to answer each question one at a time, whatever your choice is.
Julia, Maggie, anyone want to?
Maggie will be answering the questions. She is the staff member that's been working on this project.
Thank you.
Yes, the Park District's been holding that date for us, and once we have a better idea of what concept we might want to move forward with, if we do want to move forward with an event on this date, we will engage them further in conversation about logistics, but they are holding that date for us at Memorial Park.
Okay, and then my next question, that it appears that there are no funds budgeted for the use of Memorial Park land, as well as to offset possible restoration costs due to damages that might occur upon completion of the event, if there's damage to their turf, if there's damage to their facilities. I didn't see anything like that in this proposal, and I'm questioning, would there be some sort of compensation to the Park District should the event create damage to their property?
Maggie, if you want, I can start and then turn it over to you. So the Village of LaGrange Park has a long history of partnering with the Community Park District for events at Memorial Park, including the National Night Out concert, the Village's 125th anniversary celebration, as well as a much larger event called Party in the Park, which was quite popular in the Chicagoland area for a number of years. So we have a long history of that. Certainly, we can have that discussion with them regarding any concerns that they may have. We do have a Public Works Department, and our Public Works Department often assists the Park District for shared events that occur at Memorial Park. But we can have a conversation beyond that if there are any concerns about how an event might impact that area. Another very large event that we've been hosting over at Memorial Park in recent years is the car show that is sponsored by the police department, which places anywhere between 50 and 80 vehicles on the grass over at the park. So again, we've held that for the last 3 years, so we do have a history. So I don't anticipate there would be anything new from what we've done in recent past.
Okay, thank you. These are obviously my questions. I have no clue how far you've progressed with the Park District in these conversations, and that's why I'm looking for clarification tonight. And what I wanted to also ask, your target audience, to have a target audience in mind, is it strictly LaGrange Park, or is it beyond LaGrange Park parameters that you're seeking audience from?
The target audience is LaGrange Park residents and businesses and community members, although we may draw from other surrounding towns, I would imagine.
Okay. And then my next question, the event initially was budgeted, you budgeted $5,000, and this current cost is projected at $33,000. Is there any explanation you can give me how you would reimburse the village's coffers to make up for the extra $28,000 for the event? And I wasn't sure how far you had gotten with that. Even if we do consider this option, I think that there still should be some explanation as to how you would fund the project, the event.
The $5,000 that was budgeted for this fiscal year is for any initial deposits or costs that may be associated with the early stages of planning for the event. But the event would take place in the next fiscal year. So depending on the village board's direction, if we do move forward with the event, we would be budgeting for the next fiscal year for those costs.
Thanks, Maggie.
So we
yes.
would budget those funds in the year in which those funds were expended.
Okay.
And then we would also seek sponsorship as well.
Okay. With that being said, you might want to take this into consideration, that considering you would plan on having vendors, I would consider charging those vendors a 25% fee from the sales of their goods, which would help to offset some of those costs back to the village. We could also base it on selling tickets for each vendor to keep track of the funds that are being generated with people purchasing tickets, say for a particular food vendor or a particular beverage vendor. Each vendor would have a separate ticket that would be color coded, that the village would have to have receipts for those purchases, as well as an accounting from the vendors for these types of purchases. So that could be a way to offset some of the costs of the event, should the board decide to go down that road. And then I did notice in the schedule that you have the event ending at 10:30 p.m. So the park district closes the park at 10 o'clock. So have you had that discussion with them as well?
Not specifically, but we certainly would.
Okay, thank you for your help, Maggie, and your answers. I appreciate it. And so that being said, I'm glad that we don't have to make a decision on this tonight, because I do think that there are some questions that remain that need to be answered, and I just would like some clarification further into the process, Maggie, if we could, before we make a decision on whether to pursue a full-scale event or a scaled-down event. So I really appreciate your help tonight. Thanks.
Just to clarify, Maggie, I know this is your project, but I do want to clarify, we do need strong direction from the board, because we have to secure the bands. We have 2 bands that are kind of waiting to hear from us. So if we don't move forward, then we would not put that deposit down or secure that initial agreement with them. So they book so far in advance,
I
a lot of these
understand.
companies.
I
Yeah.
understand, but my concern is we're not physically making a motion on this tonight, so.
No, but we're giving direction to the staff. So what other questions may you have
That's
that's basically what you had?
basically what I have.
Okay, and Maggie answered them appropriately then?
To the extent that the last question I had about selling the tickets for particular vendors, and charging particular vendors the 25% to reimburse what the village is outlaying. So that's really the only question that you didn't fully answer.
We haven't considered that level of detail yet, but we can look into the options and how to engage vendors if this is the direction that we're taking.
Okay, thank you.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes. I personally don't think that we're gonna get any vendors to give 25% of their money up, so I'm just gonna be upfront and frank with you. If they find out they have to give that kind of money, they're not gonna support us, so we're gonna have to come up with something in reason, or whatever we charge them for their booth or something. that, but I don't see anybody that's gonna give that percentage of the money to support an event and then refund a village, so that's the only thing I'm kind of concerned of it. I kind of think this is a great event, I'd like to do it, and obviously any way we could save expenses and cut corners without sacrificing how and what we're gonna do with the production, I think we should try to move forward and try to see what we can do. We've always been good about keeping within budgets and trying to do the right thing for our town. So I think this is good. I'd like to support this event. Thank you.
Trustee Sheehan?
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, I would not be in favor of spending that amount of money just to recognize a zip code. My experience with surrounding towns, what I visually seen was that it wasn't very successful. But I do get all the time asked about bringing back Party in the Park. And I think the event that they hold in Countryside every year, Countryside Fest, is usually a pretty big hit. And with a lot of hard work, I think maybe we could at least make this a revenue neutral event. But a lot of people still ask, hey, why don't you guys bring back Party in the Park? So I think that's where I'm at. I just wouldn't support it if we're just going to sell it as a honoring 60526. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Sheehan. Trustee Diaferio?
Yes, I want to start by saying thank you for the time. I think it's a great opportunity to bring attention to our wonderful community and what we're trying to bring to this community. I do have some questions or hesitations relative to the entertainment and stage costs that I think maybe we can explore further. I've had the opportunity to plan a number of events locally, and I think there's a lot of artists and bands that would be very excited to be a part of this event for a far lesser cost, and I'm happy to share those offline. But I think it'd be a great way to highlight some of the talent and some of the folks that live within the community to help make this event even more homegrown. But again, that would be my one concern. I think the attention is fantastic for our community, the local businesses, but I'd love to explore those with you firsthand, the entertainment and stage power components. Thank you, President.
Trustee Zora?
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, I echo everybody's comments. Thank you for doing this. I think it would be a great event. I had a couple of questions. When will you seek out sponsorship if we ask to move forward with this?
We would get started right away,
Okay.
putting a plan together to reach out for sponsorships.
That's great. And then also, have we looked at partnering with the Park District at all with this? Not necessarily to share costs, but if they have other ideas or maybe other opportunities that we could share in to make this event a little bit bigger? I don't know. Is that an option? Are they interested?
I think they're interested in being a partner. You know, the idea is, we share in wanting to bring the community together to celebrate neighbors and local businesses. So I think there's excitement around doing something, and they, just as staff, are waiting to kind of hear, how big or how small, and we'll make it great no matter what, whether it's a big event with a big stage and multiple bands, or whether it's a smaller scale celebration. We'll work together to make it a really fantastic event.
Okay. I'm in favor of this, so thank you all.
Thank you, Trustee Zora. Beatrix?
I think that it's a very good way to bring the community together, and I think that I've seen American English before and I really like them, so I think that would be a good band to bring in.
You know who the Beatles are?
Yeah.
Thank you. Kennedy?
I think that it'd be really fun for our community, and I think like a lot of kids my age would like to go, like especially like me and my friends, we would probably all go. And I think like I know that we've all done things like this before, and like they're usually really successful, so I think it'd be really fun for us.
Thank you both. I think it's a phenomenal idea. We haven't had a party in the park, as Trustee Sheehan has said. Well, this could be our party in the park on 60526 Day. We can name it whatever we want. The idea is that we're bringing the residents together, we're bringing the community together, and we're highlighting what we've done and what they're able to celebrate with us for $37,000 without sponsorships yet. I think Maggie has done a phenomenal job up to this point. I think if we lean on the sponsorships, we could get that number down. And to be honest with you, at $37,000 to put on an all-day festivity with 2 bands and a stage is not out of the norm. I think it's within our realm, we can do it. If we can look at ways like trustee council said to maybe bring some revenue back, that's appropriate too, but I don't want to gouge our people that support us every day of the year. And we have Hop District here, they're gonna be there probably. We have Pat here president from the chamber, who's probably gonna be participating and helping us. I mean, it's endless what we could do here with the children in our community, the kids in our community, young adults in our community, young adults in our community. We could have them participate and do something too. We haven't had a festival in our community in a while now that the village has put on and sponsored. I think this is a phenomenal time, a phenomenal year to do it. I don't think the resources are going to be diminished. I think we're going to be just fine. We haven't looked at sponsorships yet, but I'm sure we can get some sponsorships. And if we get that number down to 25 or 20,000, I mean, come on, guys. We want to celebrate with our community. We want to do something nice for everybody in our community, and our residents, and this board too. And we should be proud of it. And we used to have Party in the Park, which was a 3-day event, I think it was. I mean, that was phenomenal, but it took a lot of wind out of our sail because of the amount of work that went into it. We're talking about 1 day here. And Maggie, I want to thank you for, my only concern, to be honest with you, is the amount of time it's going to take us to put this together. I think it's a phenomenal idea. I'm supporting 120%. We have community members here that I'm sure would support it too. My only concern is the amount of time that it's going to take. Not that we don't have much else going on. We have a ton of stuff going on. I just don't want to drain you or drain our staff. So maybe if we could figure out a way to maybe push it off to some other people to help. I know we looked at getting maybe somebody in to do the general of it, be the general of the whole thing, and that would help. And I think the cost there is minimal. I think it's $2,500 or something like that. I mean, I'll pay for that. I don't care. I mean, the thing is we're bringing our community together here in the Grange Park. I like the idea of maybe the Park District, but I mean, I'm selfish. I like the village doing it. I think we are proud enough that we can do it ourselves, and we can get the Park District involved. We can get the chamber involved. We can get all parts of our community involved. But again, the work that it's going to take to get there, I'm just concerned. So if we can get through that, I'm 100%. And thank you for all the work you put into it. Do we have, should I ask for consensus maybe?
Some kind of direction.
Is so trustee Diaferio, yes?
Yes.
Trustee Zorro?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
No.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Okay, there's your direction. Thank you, board. And thank you, trustee council. Okay, moving on to Public Works Committee, trustee Sheehan?
Thank you, Mr. President. A bunch of stuff. Let's start out with the approval of Surface Transportation Program grant applications. The purpose, staff is seeking approval of 4 resolutions authorizing the village to apply for federal funding through the Surface Transportation Program. General background, the Grange Road traffic safety improvements. The village is preparing an STP grant application for the Grange Road traffic safety improvement project. The STP program provides federal funding for eligible roadway safety and multimodal improvements and is administered through the West Central Council of Mayors, the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning, and the Illinois Department of Transportation. If awarded, the grant could fund up to 80% of the cost of phases 2 and 3 of the project, which are currently estimated at approximately $2.8 million. The village is required local match of roughly $560,000 may be funded through existing village market tax increment financing and business development district revenues. Harding Avenue, Brainerd to LaGrange Road. This resolution authorizes the village to apply for STP funding to resurface Harding between Brainerd and LaGrange Road. The proposed work is classified as a local agency functional overlay, LAFO, project and consists primarily of pavement resurfacing and related construction engineering. If awarded, federal funds would cover 80% of eligible construction costs, with the village responsible for 20% local match. Harding Avenue, LaGrange Road to Kemen Avenue. This resolution supports an STP funding application for roadway resurfacing improvements along Harding Avenue from LaGrange Road to Kemen Avenue. Similar to the adjacent segment to the east, this work is considered LAFO eligible, making it appropriate for federal participation at the 80-20 cost share. Adoption of the resolution authorizes the village engineer to prepare and submit the necessary grant application. Kemen Avenue, 31st to 26th Street. This resolution authorizes the village to pursue STP funding for resurfacing Kemen between 31st and 26th Street. The proposed scope qualifies as an LAFO, resurfacing improvements, enabling the village to seek federal funds that would significantly reduce local out-of-pocket construction expenses. Approval of the resolution directs staff to complete and submit the formal application for this segment. Staff recommendation: one of the required grant submittal documents is a resolution demonstrating village support for the projects. Staff recommends approval of the attached resolutions. I'll read them one by one. Motion 1, to approve a resolution authorizing the submittal of an application for funding of roadway improvements through the Federal Surface Transportation Program, Local 2030-2031, federal fiscal years. Project boundaries: LaGrange Road from Richmond Avenue to Oak Avenue.
Trustee Sheehan, in discussion with council, we're going to read all 4 of them.
Okay.
At once.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll treat this as a consent agenda,
Okay.
since there are multiple items.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for the clarification. We'll go number 2. To approve a resolution authorizing the submittal of an application for funding of roadway improvements through the Federal Surface Transportation Program, Local 2030-2031, federal fiscal years. Project boundaries: Harding Avenue from Brainerd to LaGrange Road. Motion 3, to approve a resolution authorizing the submittal of an application for funding of roadway improvements through the Federal Surface Transportation Program, Local 2030-2031, federal fiscal years. Project boundaries: Harding Avenue from LaGrange Road to Kemen Avenue. Motion 4, to approve a resolution authorizing the submittal of an application for funding of roadway improvements through the Federal Surface Transportation Program, Local 2030-2031, federal fiscal years. Project boundaries: Kemen Avenue from 31st Street to 26th Street.
Thank you, Trustee Sheehan. So we have a motion before us for motion 1, 2, 3, and 4. Need a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion, Trustee Sheehan?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is, 10 years off, but really this is the time when the planning starts. So staff has been pretty successful in all departments recently getting grants sent back to LaGrange Park, so I love our chances there. Anytime we can get a road improvement, and these are our major thoroughfares through town, so we want it to look good and it be safe for pedestrian and vehicle traffic. I fully support this.
Any comments from the board? Trustee Zora?
I just had one question, and I'm in favor of this. I think it's great. But why are we approving this? Can't you just apply for a grant without our approval?
No, as part of the application, there has to
you
be a
need
letter
board
of
approval.
support to meet the potential local match at
Okay.
that time, so we need to have that,
Okay.
just as a pledge to meet it at that time.
Okay, thank you. I approve.
And each of our resolutions do contain a commitment to satisfy the local match if the application is granted.
Any other comments from the board? Commissioner Provost? We're good? Commissioner Mulhall? Okay, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
Trustee Diaferio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
And the president votes because it was a consent agenda.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we'll go resolution, intergovernmental agreement with the MWRD for the Central Area Sewer Separation Project. Staff is seeking the approval of an intergovernmental agreement, an IGA, with the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago to provide for funding on a reimbursement basis for a portion of the Central Area Sewer Separation Project. General background, the MWRDGC established the Stormwater Partnership Program to help fund stormwater projects in its service area. In the spring of 2025, the village received notification that the MWRDGC approved our funding application for the Central Area Sewer Separation Project. As you know, the village was delayed in getting the intergovernmental agreement approved. Due to two parcels, the village was required to obtain proper easements and agreements with the property owners, which are now complete. As part of the intergovernmental agreement, the MWRD will reimburse the village for 43% of construction costs up to a maximum of $4 million. The village staff recommends the village board approve the resolution and IGA with the MWRD. Therefore, I make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of an intergovernmental agreement by and between the Village of LaGrange Park and the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago for the construction, operation, and maintenance of the Central Area Sewer Separation Project in LaGrange Park, Illinois.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, trustee Sheehan?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. We're this much closer to getting relief to that east side of town. It's exciting. It's going to be great to see the project come through. We have a great relationship with the MWRD and President Steele and her trustees, and I fully support this. I look forward to completion.
Thank you, trustee Sheehan. Any other comments from the board? I'll just make one comment. It's a great project. It was so long in coming, but I just want to make mention of the amount of work that staff put into getting us here. It didn't happen overnight. It's been going on for years, and I just want to thank staff for all the hard work to get us here. Everybody involved, so
Absolutely.
thank you. Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
Trustee Diaferio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Sheehan?
Thank you, Mr. President. Lastly, we'll go resolution for various professional service agreements with Edwin Hancock Engineering. Before I go, point of clarification to council, we're going to do the same thing where you want me to read all three
We
motions?
could do each one individually.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Up to you, yep.
Okay, each one individually, Mr. President?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, purpose, approve 3 professional service agreements with Edwin Hancock Engineering Company for upcoming public improvement projects. Number 1, the Newberry Beach parking lot improvements. 2, the Brainerd Avenue Improvement Project. And 3, Public Works Southeast Storage Area Improvement Project. General background, 3 upcoming projects require the village board's approval of the following engineering agreements. Number 1, design engineering agreement for the Newberry Beach parking lot improvements for $52,500. The project involves analyzing existing and proposed traffic movements as part of the village's effort to expand municipal parking south of 31st Street between Newberry and Beach Avenue. The intent is to have shelf-ready plans by June of 2026. The current fiscal year budget does not include this cost, but the 31st and Barnesdale TIF and BDD will split the cost for this project. Number 2, preliminary and design engineering for the Brainerd Avenue Improvement Project for $97,000. The engineering services cover both Phase 1 and Phase 2, which are required to complete the Brainerd Avenue improvements. This project is scheduled to be constructed in 2027. As federal state surface transportation program funds are being used for the project's construction costs, the Phase 1 project report and Phase 2 design engineering are required to be completed in 2026, with a preliminary submittal date of May 2026. Any potential STP grant does not cover engineering cost, and the current fiscal year motor fuel tax budget includes $105,250 to cover preliminary and design engineering cost. Number 3, design engineering agreement for the Public Works Southeast Storage Area improvements for $15,170. The construction of the project is ultimately being funded with an Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity grant, and it is anticipated that bidding will take place in late January, allowing construction to be completed by August 2026. The DECO grant does not cover engineering costs, and the current fiscal year MFT budget includes $15,170 to cover design engineering costs. Staff recommendation. Staff recommends that the village board approve the 3 professional service agreements with Hancock Engineering. Therefore, we'll do the first motion to approve a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of an engineering services agreement to be entered into between the Village of LaGrange Park and Edwin Hancock Engineering Company for the performance of design engineering services relative to the Newberry Beach parking lot improvement project and approving the expenditure of Village Business District Development funds to pay for the services, not to exceed engineers' design fees, $52,500.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, trustee Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hancock Engineering has served us well. I support this. The part of the grant money, again, that I mentioned earlier, I'm happy to see this, but on number 1, I would support this.
Any other comments? Seeing none, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora.
Yes.
Trustee Council.
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan.
Yes.
Trustee Caputo.
Yes.
Trustee Diaferio.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Okay, next we'll go number 2, to approve a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of an engineering services agreement to be entered into between the Village of LaGrange Park and Edwin Hancock Engineering Company for the performance of preliminary and design engineering services relative to the Brainerd Avenue improvement project and approving the expenditure of motor fuel tax funds to pay for the services not to exceed engineers' fees of $97,500.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, trustee Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would support this. Look forward to Brainerd Avenue getting road work done.
Thank you. Any other comments from the board? Seeing none, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora.
Yes.
Trustee Council.
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan.
Yes.
Trustee Caputo.
Yes.
Trustee Diaferio.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Lastly, we'll go number 3, to approve a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of an engineering services agreement to be entered into between the Village of LaGrange Park and Edwin Hancock Engineering Company for the performance of design engineering services relative to the Public Works Southeast Storage Area Improvement Project and approving the expenditure of motor fuel tax funds to pay for the services not to exceed engineers' fees $15,170.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, trustee Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I support this. I had a quick discussion with Superintendent Jandik tonight just before the meeting for clarification of what exactly the southeast storage area was, and he educated me to the fact that it's going to be basically from the south end of the existing building where their break room is to the fence line shared with Park District, correct? I support. Thank you.
Any other comments from the board? Commissioners, anything? You're in favor? Okay, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora.
Yes.
Trustee Council.
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan.
Yes.
Trustee Caputo.
Yes.
Trustee Diaferio.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, trustee Sheehan. Before we move on, I just want to make notice too, since it is Christmas time, we're about giving gratitude and thanks here. Mark has done a tremendous job for us. Hancock Engineering has been with us forever. And Mark, you have stepped up to the plate and provided services well beyond our reach. So thank you for all that you've done for us.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay, moving on, Finance Committee, trustee Diaferio.
Thank you, Mr. President. At the February 25, 2025 meeting, the village board approved a resolution of intent to proceed with constructing the Central Area Sewer Separation Project. The resolution accepted $4 million in funding assistance from the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District and committed the village to issue up to $5 million in bonds to support the project. Additional grants and village cash reserves will provide the remaining funds necessary for the project. The debt service for the proposed bonds will be paid from the sewer fees collected from the village's sewer system customers. The village is currently paying approximately $390,000 annually in debt service for bonds originally issued in 2006 for sewer projects, with final payment in 2025. The annual debt service on the proposed bonds is anticipated to be approximately equal to the current debt service. Therefore, no increase in the sewer rate is required to support the new debt service. The village board approved an ordinance authorizing the issuance of the bonds at the May 27th, 2025 meeting and held a public hearing at the June 24th meeting as required by the Bond Notification Act. The village board approved a bond ordinance setting the parameters of the bond sale and authorizing village officers to execute the sale at the July 22nd meeting. That ordinance sets the parameters of the new bonds while providing flexibility in structuring the sale. Due to the recent change in the village's municipal advisor, it is necessary to approve a revised bond ordinance. Therefore, the staff recommendation is the village board approve the bond ordinance at the December 9th, 2025 village board meeting. The motion, I'd like the motion to approve an ordinance authorizing and providing for the issuance of not to exceed $5 million general obligation bonds, sewerage system alternate revenue source of the village of LaGrange Park, Cook County, Illinois, for the purpose of paying the costs of improving the sewerage system of the village, including undertaking the village's central area sewer separation program, to provide flood relief, providing for the levy and collection of a direct annual tax sufficient to pay the principal and interest on said bonds, providing for the collection, segregation, and distribution of the revenues of said sewerage system, and authorizing the sale of said bonds to the purchaser thereof.
Second.
Discussion, trustee Diaferio?
I fully support this motion as the project's ongoing, and from everything I've heard and seen is going very well, so we can't stop at this point. And obviously furthers the function of the town, so I fully support it.
Thank you. Any other comments from the board? Seeing none, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
Trustee Diaferio?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, trustee Diaferio, for filling in for trustee Laudner. Okay, other reports, village manager, Julia?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have three items I want to report on this evening. The first echoes some of the comments that you made earlier regarding the intergovernmental agreement with the MWRD. I'd also like to extend my appreciation to staff for the time that they spent on securing this intergovernmental agreement. If it wasn't a year in the making, it was 10, and if it wasn't 10, it was 25. So congratulations to everyone involved. I'd like to make mention also to Mark Lucas. The work that he did was tremendous. I'd also like make mention of the tremendous work done by our attorney, Mike Jerusik. This intergovernmental agreement was very complicated and took a lot of time. We could not have done it without the professionals' assistance. The second item I wanted to report on this evening is a reminder to the residents and to the Board of Trustees and the President regarding the Santa Parade that is coming up this Sunday. The Santa Parade will start at the Grove along 26th Street at 4:45 on Sunday, the 14th, and it will extend through the community and end at Nazareth Academy. And while this event is a lot of fun and families like to come out to the road and celebrate with us, it's also a very important one for the community because it's a food drive. And the fire department, along with support from the police department and the public works department, they work very hard to collect, manage, and distribute quite a bit of food and other resources to local pantries. So we certainly appreciate everyone's support on this. And Mr. President, I have one last item I want to report on, and that is regarding the retirement of one of our department heads. I would like to take the opportunity to recognize the Director of Building and Inspectional Services, Ed Hurst, as he prepares to retire at the end of the year. Anyone who knows Ed knows that he is incredibly humble, so while he may not want any attention, it is important that we acknowledge the impact that he has had in his 2 years with the village. We will be celebrating with a pizza party during the daytime, very low key, but Ed, you will be getting a plaque, despite your wishes. It's already designed. When Ed joined us in 2023 as director, he quickly grounded himself in our systems, our processes, and our expectations. He built an efficient departmental workflow. He mastered the BSNA and DACRA systems. I know that doesn't mean a lot for everyone, but it's how we organize the work that we do. And he also established strong working relationships with our consultants and our partner agencies. Ed also strengthened teamwork across the organization. He led our interdepartmental review meetings. He coordinated joint inspections with the fire department and with the health inspector. He supported zoning and text amendment work, and he assisted our engineer with stormwater evaluations as well as with code enforcement. He has had a hand in all of this. He represented the village in countless meetings with residents, businesses, always offering clear, steady guidance. He accomplished, his accomplishments touched nearly every part of the village. He modernized the permit fee structure, he expanded code enforcement, and he fully incorporated administrative adjudication into the building department. And also, Chief, thank you for your help on that. And that was a major step forward. He mentored new staff. He resolved complex property maintenance issues. He responded to hazardous structural situations and even oversaw some infestation efforts, mitigation efforts in a couple of neighborhoods, and he was highly successful with that. He helped close out major development projects in our community, which included Plymouth Place, Aldi, Happier Now Cafe, the library improvements at the Park District, and Nazareth Academy. And most notably, Ed led the comprehensive adoption, of updated building codes under the new state law, which was a very large, detailed, and important effort that ensures compliance with the state mandate and strengthens our regulatory framework. And what stands out most is that Ed accomplished all of this very quietly. His leadership, professionalism, and technical expertise has strengthened the village operations and elevated the work of the building department. We are the busiest we have ever been with regard to code enforcement. As many of you know, previous to his work here in Grange Park, Ed worked for the village of Addison, and before that he worked in the private sector as an architect for a private firm nearby. And before that, nearly 20 years of experience for McDonald's Corporation, and where he was director of architecture. With such a long, distinguished, and illustrious career, we wish you, Ed, very well on your next phase in your life and enjoying your time with your family and soon-to-be grandchild. Ed, on behalf of all of us, our staff, our community, everyone up here, thank you for everything that you have done. We wish you a very happy and well-deserved retirement. And with that, and maybe some applause, I conclude my report.
Thank you, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you, Julia. Moving on, Commercial Revitalization Committee, Trustee Zora,
Nothing to report. Thank you, Mr. President.
our village clerk.
No report this evening, Mr. President.
Okay, I'll make a couple comments, one on Ed, number one. Thank you, Julia. We'll have time to celebrate your retirement, and I wish you nothing but the best with your family and grandchild coming soon. But in the dictionary, when they have professionalism, ethics, and human touch, they got Ed's picture right there. You have done a phenomenal job in getting us to where we're at today with the building department. Chief knows how hard it is, because he was there. But you have done a phenomenal job, and you got it to a level that we stand out above the rest. And I want to thank you for all of your hard work and diligence in what you have given our community. I've seen you here at 6 o'clock at night, 6:30 at night, waiting to go to visit the store that got run into by a truck on a Friday night. So, you know, you are very dedicated, and we appreciate everything you do and wish you nothing but the best of luck, Ed. Tree lighting ceremony, I was late because I had an IML meeting downtown, but I saw fire trucks, I saw police cars, I saw staff, and I just want to thank the staff for all the hard work you guys did in putting that together. I want to thank the police department, Chief, you and your staff for putting everybody out there and being friendly. And Chief, you too with the fire department. This all comes together because we're a community and you guys work well together and we have such a great group. I'm so proud of all of you. And JJ, all public, well, the other one was Public Works out there. JJ, you guys have done a phenomenal job with the tree decorations and just everything organized and working well. So thank you, and please give it to all your department people that all of the board up here fully appreciates everything you guys do on a daily basis. It's been a pleasure this year and moving forward. You know, we've had Attorney Drusik here, and it's been a pleasure. And having Mallory with us, I just want to make comment to both of you that it's just been a privilege and a pleasure. Thank you for your professionalism, and the way you care about our community is just phenomenal. Tells us we made the right choice. Thank you. And Ed, I want to get back to you a minute. Did you design the arches? So you weren't there yet. Sorry, Ed. Patrick's here from the chamber. I want to thank you for coming to all our meetings, Patrick. If there's anything we can do to help the chamber out, you know, we're only a phone call away. I want to thank the commissioners that are with us tonight. Merry Christmas to both of you. Thank you for participating in village events, and I like your ideas, and maybe we can draw on some of them for the 60526 day or the village party day, whatever we want to call it. We're going to hopefully have it come about. On behalf of the board, the entire staff, I want to thank our residents for all your support throughout the year. I want to thank all of you for your generosity in providing us with the best community in Illinois, probably the United States, but I won't go that far. But we are the best community. I see what's going on around in our state, and we have the best staff here that cares about our residents on a daily basis, and it shows to each and every one of us. So thank you. With that, everyone, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays for everybody, I guess. And I want to also thank LTTV for their continual broadcast of our meetings, and especially thanks to Hank for being here every meeting. If we're going to get noticed in any paper, it's going to be by you, Hank, so thank you. But we really appreciate everything you do, Hank. Okay, any new business? Motion to adjourn? So moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone.